barfed a little. Okay, the intro by itself should give you my opinion of the series already, but I suppose I can go a little more in depth as to why Teen Titans Go was an atrocious waste of a time slot on Cartoon Network, completely devoid of creativity and an insult to the show it's following up, and what should be done about it. Before I get into that, I just want to say I know the show has its fans, and that's fine. You found something you like, I'm very happy for you. But I don't like the show, and remember, art is entirely subjective. This is my interpretation of it, and why I think it's, well, bad. I don't like it, but that doesn't mean you have to agree with me or anything that I say. That being said, let's begin. Now, I knew Teen Titans Go going into it, that it wasn't going to be like the original 2003 series that I loved to death. Sure, it's a follow-up and a technical revival to that series, and its original characters reprising their respective roles, and that's fantastic. But I feel the potential is squandered, and it's just trying to be like My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Now, I don't like My Little Pony, and I really don't understand the brony community who find it to be the greatest thing to ever hit TV. But hey, there's that differing opinion thing again. It's just not for me, and I'm certain anyone out there watching this can respect that. I just think Teen Titans Go is trying very hard to hit the same notes that My Little Pony hits, even going so far as to make a huge in-joke in their debut episode where Raven is watching a show called Pretty Pretty Pegasus. Why? Because she's voiced by Tara Strong, who voices Twilight Sparkle in My Little Pony. It's never a good sign when the very first gag in the show is an in-joke. Way to alienate non-brony fans, guys. Straight out of the starting gate, too. Why should the show cater to the massive brony fan base to get them on board? I don't recall the original Teen Titans referencing the Fairly Odd Parents because Tara Strong voices Timmy Turner. That'd be silly. I've seen a lot of bronies actually call Raven being a brony, and I'm not kidding here, an improvement on her character. Oh boy. Yeah, Raven's eternal struggle with her emotions affecting her powers, which is why she has to try and remain emotionless lest she wreak havoc upon the world. Dealing with the fact that her father is a demon lord and she was doomed to cause the apocalypse but wanting to do good is boring. Make her a brony! That's what's missing! Emmy Awards, here we come! Now I know what the counter argument is, but isn't it a kid's show? Why are you critiquing it so harshly for the comedic portrayal of one of the main characters? After all, it's clearly being geared towards a younger audience with an emphasis on comedy. Well, I know my comedy, and that joke can be seen in two ways. The aforementioned in-joke about Tara Strong, but if you were unaware of Tara Strong voicing both characters, then what's the joke? Oh ha, she's all dark and depressing, yet she likes an upbeat kiddie show. Insert laugh track here. That's just lame and fairly uncreative if you ask me. It's just a clear contrast, and there's not a lot of humor to be had there. There are some great jokes to be made from Raven's character. How do I know? Because the previous series had tons of hilarious jokes with Raven and didn't do any damage to her character. Hell, seeing the Teen Titans interact with one another can bring about so many jokes, just from their own personalities.
Told you we'd win you a prize.
A giant chicken. I must be the luckiest girl in the world.
Tell us a little bit about Teen Titans Go.
Can I tell them about Teen Titans Go?
Are you?
All right. Teen Titans Go is a comedy take on the beloved Teen Titans franchise.
It's like you read that straight from the press release.
I wrote that myself in my head. They're 11-minute episodes. Super funny. Super great. All the original cast is back.
Playing more or less the same versions of themselves.
Yeah.
And no continuity with the old show.
Then why bother getting the original cast back together and then using the same characters? Now, I'm not saying the show can't be centered around comedy because that can conceivably work. Let's look at the second episode of Teen Titans Go where Beast Boy gets a job in order to get Cyborg a video game for his birthday, which I'll admit did have one joke that made me laugh.
This is what you got me? I love it! It's well drawn and thoughtful! Thank you!
Beast Boy getting a job can bring about many jokes, because it has before. In the previous Teen Titans episode, Employee of the Month, where Beast Boy has to do various jobs to get a moped. Here's a basic, unbiased overview of the two episodes. Beast Boy gets a job to buy a video game for Cyborg's birthday, which is being held at a pie restaurant by Mother May I, who turns people, or at least parts of them, into pies. A food fight then breaks out between Beast Boy and Cyborg due to a misunderstanding and ends with them reconciling while Mother May I is defeated off screen. Versus vegetarian Beast Boy getting a job at a new fast food place that only sells meat to get a moped, which it turns out the restaurant is run by a sentient piece of alien tofu who uses abducted cows as power sources to the mothership and its doomsday device, which ends up with Beast Boy getting into a fight with an army of tofu-based versions of his creepily upbeat and kooky boss, interrogating the alien overlord with the threat of being devoured, using his moped and water guns to turn the Bob aliens back into tofu, and saving the Earth from the doomsday device, which turns out can be turned off with a switch, and ending with Cyborg eating the alien overlord. If you had a choice for half an hour to do nothing but watch one of these 2 episodes, tell me, which one would you pick? Just because it's a kid's show is no excuse for poor writing or poor creativity, and quite frankly, I find that comment a little more than patronizing towards children, and it can be way more harmful to them than you might imagine. That's like saying, oh, because it's for kids, that automatically means it has to be stupid. I can understand it not being so uber serious and dumbed down to a certain extent, but it being a kid's show is not a real argument. I'm not asking the show to have a huge moral dilemma in every episode, or having us invading the psyches of each individual character so we can dissect them and see what makes them human while discovering something new about ourselves as we do so. It's a comedy show after all. But it's just bad comedy, and I don't like it whenever bad comedy is excused away because we assume the audience for it is stupid. Teen Titans Go could be a smart, witty show with clever writing and sharp humor. It doesn't need pop culture humor, internet lingo, or inside references to voice actors' previous endeavors to be funny. Just think up funny scenarios and make the characters naturally play off one another. There's gold in them hills if you just dig for it. Did you hear me right? I think it's a bad show, even on its own merits. I know it has no continuity to the previous show. I know it's taking a more comedic approach to things. That being said, I still think it's a plain bad show. I'm putting my nostalgia boner for the original series aside. I'm ignoring my love for the original show, and the comics while we're at it, and taking it for what it is. I don't like Teen Titans Go. I'm just going to ignore also that it replaced Young Justice's time slot, another cartoon geared towards kids, mind you, and it's one of the most complicated, well thought out animated series I've ever seen. That show was taken off the air, and unless we can do something about it, we'll never see a 3rd season, which is something that needs to be made ASAP. If you want Teen Titans Go to stay on the air, then it has to stand on its own, and with its current form, I don't think it can. If you're curious to check the show out, watch some of the various clips on YouTube. If you don't like the show, and you're already like me, and you agree with me, then please don't watch it on TV and make sure it has the lowest ratings you can possibly give it. Hit them where it hurts. Their wallets. Teen Titans needs a proper follow-up, but I don't feel that Teen Titans Go is it. Once again, you can like Teen Titans Go if you want to. I'm very happy you found something you enjoy. But can you at least agree with me that it's not very original or very creative? And even if you can argue for a moment that it is kind of original and creative, can you at least concede that it can be better? I'm Blue Magician. Thanks for watching. P.S. Can we get Season 2 of Thundercats yet? That'd be swell.